Hey leaders, welcome to the weekend preview video for June 26th through 27th. So we're going to jump right into what we're going to be covering as we teach the kids this weekend. We are going back to a series we did called Game Changers. And this series was a series on the good news and how we share the good news of Jesus. And this particular conversation is about not just what we share. When we share the good news of Jesus, we're sharing a story, but how we share that story, how we have those conversations with people. And so what it gets into is the necessity and the importance of how our attitudes and how we speak about Jesus and how we live really says so much about what we believe and who we are. So we're going to get into what that's going to look like for our activity in just a second. So I would encourage you guys this week to start off with the lesson guide. I believe we will have enough time to get into that first before we go into the activity. The lesson guide sets up the conversation well because it allows you to highlight the main theme of the video, which is what we say sometimes isn't as important as how we say it. And so there's the scriptures that you can get into, the questions from the response on the Loop Show video. And then you can, so by setting that up, then you can get into the activity. And the activity this week is a game that you can play. There's envelopes in your guys' bins, and there's going to be a communication style envelope and a number envelope. And so what your job is to select either a volunteer or you volunteer maybe for the first one, pick a communication style card and a number card, and then match that number up with the activity sheet that tells you what phrase you're going to say. And then you have to try and say the phrase with the emotion or the communication style that's on that card. Whew, should be fun. And then that's the way you play the first round. You can pass it around to a couple different kids. You can do it with one person leading if you don't feel like the other kids are comfortable with it, and then see if they understand the phrase based on the emotion that you gave. So see if the phrase matches up with the emotion. And a lot of times it won't. And that's a good way to tie in this theme of, what we say is really important. It doesn't always matter how we say it, how we say it sometimes is more important than what we say. I'll get it by this weekend, don't worry. Okay, so, and then after that, there's a couple of game changers that you guys can bring into the conversation. And those game changers are just fun ways to spice up the activity. There's the mouth guards that you guys will have in your bin. There's only going to be 2 mouth guards, and they're going to be cleaned up and ready to use. They'll be fresh. Actually, they're not going to be cleaned. They'll be fresh. And so you'll only be able to select 2 kids to participate with those. So that way we have enough for the weekend. So select a couple kids and then have them participate. And there's a couple other fun ways on there that you can add in for game changers to just incorporate some more fun and engagement with that lesson. So that's how the activity will go. If you have any questions, let me know. It's going to be a fun activity, I think, to engage kids and have a good time focusing on this topic of what we share and how we share it. And also just encourage you to kind of get to that reality of, what is it that we're sharing? Encourage them to pay attention to the necessity to share the message of Jesus. We need to have a experience with who he is in our life and who he is to us. So maybe getting to the heart of this question of, who is Jesus, and letting them kind of maybe flesh that out and answering that for yourself. Who is Jesus, and what is he? What does the Bible say about him, and what have I experienced about him that I can share with others? And that's going to be the most powerful reality of our message, is when we have experienced the game-changing good news of Jesus. That's going to be the thing that allows us to communicate who he is and it's going to come out in how we say it. So that's what we're going to be doing this coming up weekend. Should be fun activity, should be a fun lesson, and we're going to be having some good times. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great week, and I will see you on Saturday and Sunday. Bye.